Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to this panel. You're very, esteemed panelists for us here, and we do greatly appreciate the many, many years of service to all of us here, and the ability to have this conversation to see how better do we aid with your efforts and others for helping other veterans who have come home and are looking for these opportunities in agriculture. A year ago, as part of the Homegrown by Heroes event, I met with a constituent from my district named Chris Gallion, who talked about his experience returning from 2 tours in Iraq. He credited his smooth transition to finding immediate work in farming, and transition to getting home. He's a manager on a farm now, tries to help out by hiring more veterans to help out to get them integrated into society once again. As great as his intent is, he's still running into barriers. Local VSOs are hesitant to give him contact info for veterans in the area. While USDA has initiatives to help more veterans and find ag careers, there's no formal program. So this really struck me as a need, because there's a desire out there by people to fill the need. The benefits are available to veteran farmers under the Farm Bill, but I'm concerned we're leaving many of them behind, especially, as mostly this affects rural veterans who may have the greatest need. So many of the skills gained as a soldier are easily transferred to farmers in a farming operation, which again helps with their transition, but can also, as our farming community ages, is what's somewhere in the early 60s now, something like that. A new generation is going to be needed if we're going to continue in this country. So it's a goal shared by many in this room here today, including our panel. Thank you again for being here. What I'm looking for is that there's specialized training they receive in the military on, of course there's some certain running equipment, doing repairs, but there's also some pretty high-tech, technically advanced training they have here. And so what do you see, and all 4 of you on the panel, please take a whack at this in the 2.5 minutes we're going to have left, to use these more technical opportunities to apply that to agriculture there. Do you see windows for that to make that even more desirable for farmers, that they have this technical training, maybe not necessarily directly in agriculture, but probably fairly easily adaptable with a little bit of training? Is that important? Do you see that as a very usable thing, that is a good transition? Please.
Yes, sir. 2 real quick things. One, I think GPS has really transformed how farmers do business, both from the data that they can use in application of fertilizer or whatever, but the data that they get off of it from an accuracy standpoint, so they're not wasting resources and going places they don't need to go. And the second thing I think is going to be the next thing that's going to transform agriculture is drones. Your ability to, even if it's simply flying them out there to check your cattle instead of having to drive out there, or other applications that I can't imagine right now, but I think that's the next thing that's being used in the military right now that'll make its way, and already is, in a lot of places, is drones.
Sir, thank you. I think before you even get to the technology, the things that that popped into my mind as you were asking that question were simple fiscal discipline, how to the things that you need to run a business that in my case I had done the latter half of my career, program management, directly transferable to anything. Simple problem solving, having worked through very, very difficult problems, decision-making processes, all of which we all have ingrained in our heads from a very good culture that instills that, and it's, again, directly transferable to anything.
I don't think it's required that a farmer have a lot of technological experience. It is helpful. We talked about drones. I just met a pilot, still active duty pilot, that is using drones on his farm now, and I think it has, especially since I work with a lot of disabilities, it has a great application to a farmer that is disabled, is the drones to check your cattle, to do things that you can't possibly physically do at some time. So there are some great applications.
My farm, it's very simple. We don't use technology in any way other than computers for tracking sales and invoices and QuickBooks.
Thank you. I find that on our farm, we have auto steer on the tractors and GPS for tracking, yield and integrated with the yield coming in the combine. And, of course, land leveling using GPS. And when I find out some of the guys have no idea how to run it, and they're just out there running it the old way, I'm wondering, what did I spend that money for to have this precision for efficiency and also for the fatigue of the drivers and such, because they're having to concentrate less. Thank you. I appreciate it.